I hope you guys like dungeons! Because I don't like dungeons.
Are there dragons in it?
Ted
No.
is also not. Ted is also not very kinky. Confirmed.
Changing the subject. So anyway, yeah. Notice how there's like nothing. There's two flavors of dungeons in this game, and I'm not a fan of either of them. But the two flavors of dungeons are A, the dungeons where there's nothing in them and I don't get why they're even here, and B, the dungeons that are so obnoxious they make me want to tear my hair out. We'll be getting to those soon enough, don't worry, but,
Well, since they're not going to be doing it, I guess, with all the nectar from the eggs and stuff, want to go over the duplication glitch?
I'm not super familiar with it, but basically how it works is, if you correct me if I'm wrong. If you have to separate Olimar and Louis. If you find a puddle of spray, like you get one of them close while they're sucking it up, you can switch to the other one and then they can pick it up, and then you get two for the price of one, Grandma.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, good, I got it. I'm really kicking myself in the. I'm really kicking myself for. I was making a Chugga Conroy reference.
It's just one of those. Once you know how to do it, it's really easy to get 2 potions for 1. So
yeah, and once you know how to do it, you kind of want to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. I'd imagine though that's kind of time consuming.
No, not really. It's just It's all it involves is look at how easily that Bulborb got killed. I didn't even have to try. Oh my god!
It shat out a Game and Watch
and an ace of spades.
Jesus. But
Man,
it's not.
Connections go deep.
It's not. It's John. It's not really all that convenient. You have to watch the cutscene of Olimar sucking up the juice twice, but it's actually not even like watching it one right after the other because one of the animations is playing while the second one. So it adds like maybe a second to your overall playtime to do the.
Okay, then there's no reason not to do it.
And the game already gives you plenty of juice, because that's why I didn't bother collecting berries at all. It was because I was like, okay, this game gives me plenty of juice. I don't need to worry about farming it because they're just gonna hand it to me. It's not until way later in the game where I'm thinking I really shouldn't have gotten more juice by now that I realized, oh, I had to actually get the juice for it to start spawning.
Fun fact about the playing card, it also had the Nintendo logo on it, referencing the fact of what they did originally when they made playing cards.
I believe that there actually are a set of Hanafuda cards that you can pick up in this game somewhere. There's a lot of references. Yeah. It's not just product placement. There's a lot of references. And honestly, that's, I think, probably one of the better parts of the game is that there's a lot of cute stuff like that, where especially now that I know more about Nintendo in general, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, oh, that's cute. I'm glad that they put it. I'm glad that
you can build a Rob and get all the things from Stack Up.
Is there a picture of Miyamoto looking in the mirror that's signed by Miyamoto?
No, but Pikmin 4? Question mark?
Pikmin 3DS.
We don't talk about Pikmin 3DS.
Don't exaggerate.
Nintendo doesn't talk about Pikmin 3DS.
It's a exaggerated eHarmony photo of Miyamoto where he photoshopped his face on top of my muscular body.
It's boss time!
One thing Pikmin 2 does a lot more than Pikmin 1 is boss fights. There's one in nearly the end of every dungeon. And
the problem is they like to reuse boss fights.
Over and over and over again. Some of them are okay, a lot of them are terrible. Though, Pikmin is not a game based for combat. Combat is, like again, the whole point is that you don't want these things to die. So the combat shouldn't really be the focus. And while some of the bosses are kind of fun, a lot of them are infuriating. There's a handful that we'll be getting to in particular later in the game. But like, look, I know that this is the first boss, but look at this well thought out and interesting boss design we have.
It goes to the left and then goes to the right, then back to the left, then back to the right.
Yeah. And again, Purple Pikmin demolished this thing. It was done in literally less than a minute, whereas in Pikmin 1, the easiest creature that could be considered a boss took way more time. I love how its carcass just disappeared, by the way, for the love tester.
Another Nintendo reference.
Yeah, this was that thing they made in, like, the 70s, I think.
Man, this is starting to look more and more like the Fallout universe. Jesus.
The love tester does have a use, though.
It does? Oh yeah, That's another thing that Pikmin 2 tries to do. It tries to have certain treasures you find upgrade the captain's abilities, which is a neat idea. It's just that either a lot of it just seems either unnecessary, stuff that we either should have had in the first place, or stupidly overpowered. There's really...
Hey, Louis, grab the left handle, see how much everyone loves you. Wait, no one does.
These things were always BS anyway. So yeah, now we can see...
Louis doesn't know that.
Yeah, so now we can see how much... now we can see whether or not there's treasure in the room, and it will go hot and cold if we're getting closer to one.
It's how you're supposed to find buried ones.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't like it. I would rather just have the map system that they had in Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 3, where once you find the map, it just tells you where the stuff you're looking for is. Because the challenge in Pikmin isn't ever finding the thing. Like, you'll just find the ship part or the treasure or the fruit or whatever you're looking for out in the open. Finding it is not the hard part. The hard part is figuring out how to get it back to the onion or to the ship. So that's where the puzzle elements come in and trying to plan and stuff like that. So when you've got these issues where like you're just trying to go, you don't know where it can react to more than one thing at once at times, it'll go haywire. It's just not very clear how things are supposed to, what it's pointing to a lot of the time. So really the only useful thing about it is that once it turns off, you know that you found all the treasure in any given floor on a dungeon, and then you're just like, okay, I don't have to look anymore. That's nice. But other than that, I'm just not a fan.
Well, we're already 20% done.
Oh, I wish I was only 20% done. This game drags. This game drags and drags and drags.
Why does that paper bag require 200 pounds of Pikmin?
I don't know. You want to know what another thing that I really don't like about this game? One of the great things I loved about the original Pikmin is the amount of detail that went into how much the game remembers what you did. So, for example, if you played Pikmin 1 and you kill a Bulborb, like one specific Bulborb, the game will remember that Bulborb was dead, and it will stay dead for a couple of days before it respawns. And so, you can use that to your advantage where, let's say you don't have enough time to get a certain part back on whatever day. You can kill all the enemies in the area between that part and the ship, so you can get that part at the beginning of the next day and not have to worry about it, so you can focus on other stuff. I guess due to...
What you're saying is that the Bulborb is Jesus.
I guess so.
Back 3 days later.
It's not always 3 days. Sometimes it's like, I think it depends on the enemy or something. I don't really know the time frame.
Well, that's just afterlife latency, which I'm pretty sure we've...
Yeah, respawn times are terrible in the Pikmin universe. But I guess it has something to do with I don't know why they did it. Maybe it has something to do with the dungeons. I'm not sure. But in Pikmin 2, every enemy will respawn after every day, which means that you have to refight things over and over and over again, and it's just really irritating. And yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm also not a fan of this dungeon aesthetic, which is reused over and over and over again. There's like
look at that gradient background. Of rocks.
There's a couple of interesting dungeon aesthetics, like the locker room and the toy area, but most of the
treehouse.
The treehouse. I forgot about that one. But most of them are either like these metal pipe areas or boring caves. And since you're spending, I'm not kidding, 60 to 70% of your playtime in these dungeons, you get really sick of this aesthetic really fast.
It's all dark and dank.
I wouldn't mind dark and dank because it's a cave, so it should be dark and dank. But as long as it's interesting, I don't mind.
So what exactly is this?
Shoe polish.
Kiwi shoe polish. Another product placement.
Yeah, it's just we don't ever use it because we don't wear fancy shoes because we're uncultured fucks. I
don't wear shoes. I wear sneakers.
Yeah, you only really need that. That's for like fancy shoes that you'd like wear to like an office job or something. So, whereas for me, I've been using for any sort of fancy shoes, I've been using my marching band shoes since I was like 17 years old and never go back. Also, this area is called White Flower Garden, so I guess you can't tell what we're going to get in this part.
Uh-huh.
But the red Pikmin already have white flowers on their heads.
It looks very gardeny. Wait, you spawned in next to the exit.
Yeah, you can actually you can leave certain dungeons early if you want to, and you will take all of the treasure you found out with you. So, like, if you're running low on Pikmin, you can exit Dr. Pepper.
It would have been a nice touch if, depending on where they sold it in the States, they changed it to Mr. Pip.
Yeah. Dr. Thunder.
But
Dr. Pip. Just cover all your bases.
what was I gonna say? But yeah, no, I actually just completely forgot what I was going to say. Damn it.
A Chaos Emerald!
Perhaps a sip of this nice Dr. Pepper will reject my memory.
Man, why am I getting the urge to douse a delicious and refreshing bottle of Dr. Pepper?
Hey, is that Dr. Pepper?
Why are we getting a Chaos Emerald?
It's actually heart-shaped, so it's, I don't know, it's Amy's Chaos Emerald in one of her mad experiments to get Sonic
If
to
someone
love
chipped
her.
the emerald, then now it looks like a heart out of result.
That had better be a damn expensive treasure.
No, the jewels are only, they're worth the same
100.
as a bottle cap.
Because they don't know it's worth.
Yeah. I get that that's part of the joke, honestly. So,
Yeah, it's like going gaga over a penny and then throwing away the $100 bill.
yeah. I mean, the penny's shiny. You know. No,
Exactly.
wait, no. What? It was the nickel in that episode of Rugrats, right? Where Chucky.
I think it was probably a nickel.
Yeah, where he gave up like the $5
yeah.
bill or the $20
Just some
bill.
junk. No, it was a $100 bill. It was a $100.
It was a $100 bill. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was a
shiny
$100
nickel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember what I was saying. I'm not joking. These dungeons are legitimately 70% of your in-game time, and Pikmin was not meant to be. It was not meant to be a roguelike. I'm gonna say it right now. This is not a gameplay style meant for roguelike elements. It's
Yeah, but even the Pikmin don't like it. If you listen closely, they're chanting like in 3 syllables. I'm pretty sure it's "this place sucks."
no, they're kind of going like they're singing the Pikmin theme song because they're going da 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 da. So I don't know.
I always heard it as the Bee Gees.
Stay alive! Stay alive!
You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm eaten by a bulborb. Ah!
And now I can't walk.
Aw, this poor one just got out of the extensive treatment ward. It's adorable. We need to get Make-A-Wish down here.
Ouch.
Yes.
I can see everything.
Need
I can see all the colors.
someone needs to get that thing some clear eye.
So white Pikmin are immune to poison, can dig things up out of the ground, and you can purposely sacrifice them to enemies and it will kill them.
Yeah, since their like bodies are made out of poison, if an enemy eats them, only if they eat them though. So, like if it's an enemy that
So
just
sacrifice
crushes
them
them, it doesn't do anything. But if they eat them, then they either die instantly if they're small, or they'll like do some damage to some of the bigger ones. But they're not as broken as purples, thankfully. But you need to carry them around everywhere because of these goddamn hidden treasures. I hate.
It's the most valuable of all commodities. Duct tape.
We can fix so many things with this. The universe will never have a broken object
We
ever
never did
again.
get duct tape in Pikmin 1 because I'd probably end the game after day 1.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't find it though. It's just lying around in the middle of a cave. None of this stuff was just there in Pikmin 1, but whatever. Anyway, okay, you greedy shit. You have a whole thing of nectar all to yourself. Why don't you? Okay. But anyway, whites aren't nearly as broken as purples, which I appreciate. Like they're really fast.
Another thing about the whites, they're really fast.
So they're actually one of the best ones to have carrying things because they'll go back to the onion or to the ship all that much.
Yeah, even
faster.
though it doesn't make any sense if it requires like, say, 11 Pikmin to carry it, you can put like 1 purple and like 5 whites, and it'll move the speed of the 5 whites instead of the 1 purple.
Well, that is considerably faster. So
Yeah, but it just doesn't make any sense. But
I know, but so So because you have to sacrifice white Pikmin essentially in order to get the most potency out of them, it's a game of.
Well, no, you don't
is
have
it
Well,
worth
you,
it?
you don't have to. It's just an easy way to kill certain things.
My issue
Yeah, but
isn't.
you're losing Pikmin by doing it.
Yeah,
that way.
I don't generally bother with that because I don't like purposefully sacrificing Pikmin because I'm not a monster. But here's
No, but just repeatedly slam your face against this wall for
my
for a few bits until it goes down.
my issue is that you have to bring them with you everywhere because if you don't, you're going to miss treasure because there's always
Well,
treasure.
technically, you only need to bring one.
Oh, but then what if that one dies though? Is the problem?
Bring two.
But what if they both die? You bring 4. Then you bring
You
8,
should
16,
bring-
32. The point is, you always need some.
You should always bring at least 10 with you. Generally, is the way I like to do it. And for one, they're really hard to get a hand a hand on. So like unless if you want to grind the caves over and over again, you're gonna need to be careful with them. And again, like those 10, there's no reason in a dungeon with no poison to have stuff hidden underground. So just don't have it hidden underground. Don't make me take whites through a fire dungeon where they can get burned at every possible opportunity. You know?